Guys, I'm back with another video. I can't look directly in the camera. I gotta look at the video as well. So we got Oath, Dignitas, TSM, SSG balling out this week. Dignitas and Oath heard me. They say, listen, we're not gonna let this no-name random tell us how to play PUBG. You take a back seat and we'll take over. And that's what we love to see. I mean, I love seeing these these guys at the end of the game just take over. That's what you're supposed to do, man. I know it's MC format and some teams get gifted wins, Fuma. and but when you have the chance to take over the game, take it. Put the momentum to you, and that's what Oath and Dignitas did in their 2 wins, man. They kind of really dominated TSM. I mean, they held that compound in Primorse and just got a win, circle. I mean, same with SONIQS. I mean, same with SSG. I mean, I can't cover those. I'm sorry, guys. I want to get to you guys winning, and I want to cover some of your gameplay, but it's hard to break it down when the circle comes in your favor. Granted, listen, I think it's a skill to pick the right compound and end up, holding it down and win. That is a skill. But guess what? It's not entertaining to watch, unfortunately. It just is what it is. TSM here, man, I just think they just need to, they're like one step away, and this is kind of the step right here. They know this whole right side is clear except Oath here. And instead of taking the 4v4, taking the momentum by the balls, they say, listen, we don't want no smoke with these Oath boys, man. We don't want no smoke with y'all. So they're going to send it over to 3 teams. They say, you know what? We'd rather fight 3 teams than to fight 1. And then the team who Oath ended up just winning this game from the top. Like, I know they got to be watching back and being furious in a sense of sending it over here and then getting picked apart about 300. Fuma gets in the mix. And then literally Oath didn't have to do anything and they win this game. Like TSM, when it comes to, I feel like they did do it against Dignitas in, on the E United win. They pushed over to Dig. And they took it, and then they pushed EU. And granted, it didn't work, but man, I want to see these more. Like, I feel like TSM's always in the zone. They're never like push. They're never ahead of the zone and able to push forward. And they're always getting stuck. That's kind of what I've noticed. Granted, and I wanted to show this because I roasted Oath for this last week, but because they had a chance to kill SONIQS and they just let them go. Granted, Oath doesn't win this game, but I just want to point out that this is what I'm talking about. Oath, the circle shifts. Oath said, fuck, we gotta hit SONIQS out. They not scared of no Sonic boys. They said, listen, let's push over. Let's kill them out. Granted, like I said, they don't end up winning. But it's the point of making a decisive, play and just going, hitting it out. And honestly, I really want to shout out Oath for kind of doing that this week. Granted, they were kind of doing it last week, and Kickstart's mentioned before. Teams are sitting on the edge, right? Teams are sitting so much on the edge. In the MC format, you just need to get a compound ahead from the edge, just a hill, a bowl in front of the edge, and you will be able to just avoid so many fights that you don't need to take. And that's what, I'm sorry, TSM is getting in a lot of these fights that they don't really want to take. And then it makes you make hesitant plays and you don't trust yourself. And then you just got to gun your way out of it. Now, Oath again, man, this was a great play call. Again. So Oath, this is actually, I'm going to take away. I'm not going to gas Oath here. I'm actually going to roast TROG and SSG here. Because TROG should have pushed from the right and SSG from the left, and they should have pinched Oath, man. This is the perfect teaming opportunity. I mean, I was watching a little bit of APAC, and there was a lot of teaming going on, guys. There was a lot of teaming going on, and that's what I want to see. I know it's unfortunate, and you don't want to see it, but like when you're aware of the situation, you should. But hold on, Oath claims Fuba and immediately moves up, takes power position in the zone. This is where SSG should have said, hey, why are we fighting TROG here? TROG, why are you fighting SSG here? You should be looking down at the team with the 4-man. They wipe SSG, and it's just like, why not push your right? You guys had utility. Smoke in front of you guys and just make it mixy as fuck. And that's another thing I've been having an issue with is teams not using enough utility. They're hoping to use it to get to late game, and then they don't make it to late game. Like, if you're not going to make it to late game, just give it to somebody else since you're not using it. Now, I want to talk about Dignitas. you may say you didn't watch my video, you didn't hear my criticism, but this is phase 1, man. You guys got a little split. And I said last week, I said by phase 3 should automatically be grouping up. This is phase 2. They immediately group up. I loved it. And then they come in late on the edge here on this zone, and they immediately listen. Now you're gonna say, no, this was the only play they had. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say a hot take. This is a random stray, but I might start a hot take series, and because I actually had gas cans not winning a single game in 3 weeks. Granted, they want 1 win. Because in a situation like this, gas cans would have waited here as long as they could have, and they wouldn't have even fought SSG or TROG. So I'm going to break down. Dignitas recognizes that they have to take this fight. They have to clear this edge out. And they do it so well, man. The fact that they just immediately clean out SSG and Punich holds TROG because they're aware there's another team here, right? They get 2, right? And then they end up cleaning sharp shot here. Look, 4-man stack. Boom. Just that's so clean. And they immediately look. Punich is immediately looking over to the right. And this is something I'm talking about. Utility usage. They see TROG down in this divot, right, or ditch, whatever you want to call it. And they immediately send everything at it. Because what's the point of having utility and not using it to not get to endgame like I mentioned earlier? Use it. Look, they're throwing everything at him. They're throwing smokes. They throw Molotovs. They throw, I think Punich ends up throwing he throws his pan at execs. But they even smoke to get closer. People are so afraid to use their smokes. And you guys have noticed, I've been looking at your counts of smokes at the end of the game. And when you have 6, 8 smokes and you're not just using them all, who cares if it makes it random? You're not winning anyway. So anyway, we see here Dignitas, they push up. Look, watch. So they get them weak, and they back off, and they immediately say, listen, we need to get closer. Look, because they're still not in. They immediately throw smokes to push up onto TROG. I love that. And they end up cleaning them up, and then in the next clip, I'm going to say, they didn't stop. They didn't just say, this is where, kind of why I've roasted TSM, because they immediately, weighed their options out, right? They say, okay, we see Fiumba up top right here, and they see that the left has more teams. And they immediately send it over to Fiumba and wipe Fiumba right off the map. And they get this win. I love to see when you have the opportunity. I'm going to pause it again. When you have the opportunity to win a game and it requires you to fight, and we're seeing a lot of teams back off, saying hopefully maybe they get third partied. Hopefully maybe, something happens. No, you got to take action. Just being honest with you. And this play was really bad by TSM. Allowing SHRIMZY to live this long to actually get a flush, I think it was on a Luke, ruined their whole chances, because I honestly believe that TSM, this is where, you might disagree. We could all disagree, in my opinion, but I would actually send it to that other wing. And I would have tried to fight Fiumba. If there was 4 up, right? Because Luke gets flushed. I would have tried to send it over to Fiumba at the end, and then Dignitas ends up winning this, man. Dignitas had 2, but can I talk about Dignitas? Shimboy ended up getting to this tree, once he realizes that Fiumba and TSM were in this fight, Shimboy's like, let me go hold this tree angle, and they end up cleaning it up, man. I'm going to be honest, Dignitas kind of stepped it up with their team play. I mean, obviously, it's funny because after the 1 win, right after, Sparking goes for some solo, and they get knocked, they just peeked apart, and then Shimboy was the last alive. I'm like, man, you can't. Old habits die hard. I mean, let me know what you guys think of this video. I do want to start some other series where I really fully want to break down teams and what they're doing, but it's so hard with this MC format to really hone in and get a lot of these plays, because like I said, a lot of teams get gifted wins. There's, I could talk about 3 pieces. There's a bunch of them. But I just want to talk about, little mistakes I see, and highlight key plays that I think happen in the end game. All right. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys. All right.